Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss motion in straight line. This is class 1 and this is a introduction class. When we look at previous papers, there are many questions which are asked from this introduction topics. Those questions were theory questions and as well as problematic questions based on simple definitions. So let us discuss those topics. Let us start with scalar quantity. A quantity which has only magnitude is known as scalar. To understand this one, let us consider 2 points A and point B. When we draw a line between these 2 points, say this distance is 500 meters. When we say 500 meters, it doesn't have any directions. It might be in any direction. This type of quantity is known as scalar quantity. That is, it has only magnitude without any direction. If we say the same quantity with certain directions, like this is from left to right side, then it is known as vector quantity. Quantities that are described by both magnitude and direction. If you look at this one, it has both magnitude and direction, that is 500 meters from left to right. It means that this is a vector quantity. Distance is a best example for scalar quantity because the total length of path is known as distance and the length is only given by magnitude, so it is a scalar quantity. When we come to displacement, the shortest distance between 2 points with specific direction is known as displacement. So in this we have the distance and as well as direction. So this is a best example for vector quantity. To understand displacement, let us consider a point C at certain distance from point B. If I start walking from here and reach the point C through B, then this is known as distance, but I cover a distance from A to C directly, then this is known as displacement. That is, this is the shortest path and with certain angle. We are defining this one with certain angle, so it has both magnitude and direction. So it is a vector quantity. Both distance and displacement have same units, that is meters. Now moving further, let us know speed. The rate of change of distance is known as speed. That is, speed is equals to distance upon time. That is, if we consider point A and point B, if I am traveling from A to B and this is the total distance, let it be 5. The time taken to reach from point A to point B is suppose 2 minutes, then speed is equals to 5 upon 2. Okay, that is known as speed. This is very important, so you have to make any trick to remember this one. Like if you look at this one, speed is given by d upon t. You can remember this as dst or whatever the technique you can apply with your own knowledge, or you can remember just like gst, that is a popular term, so that you cannot forget in your examination. Now let us know what is velocity. The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. That is, velocity is equals to displacement upon time taken, which is given by s upon t, that is displacement upon time. Now moving further, let us know what is average speed. The total change in displacement with respect to total time taken is known as average speed, and the expression for this one is given as S average is equals to total distance travelled upon total time taken. Further, resultant displacement is given by average velocity into time. Let us know what is average velocity and we'll be solving a problem on average velocity. If a body covers first half of the total displacement with a velocity v1 and second half with velocity v2. To understand this, let us consider 2 points, point A and point B. Half of the distance is covered by some velocity v1 and the other half is covered by velocity v2. So the average velocity is given by 2 into v1 v2 upon v1 plus v2. That is, v1 is the velocity covered during first half and v2 is the velocity during second half. To understand this, let us consider a problem in which it says that a body covers one half of its journey at 40 meters per second. That is, v1 is equals to 40 meters per second, and next half at 50 meters per second. That is, v2 is equals to 50 meters per second. Find its average velocity. We know that average velocity is given by this expression. Now if I substitute the values in this expression, I will be getting 2 times of 40 into 50 upon 40 plus 50. So finally I will be getting 44.4 meters per second. These type of questions are asked several times, so please focus on this topic. Average velocity can be calculated in other way also. That is, if velocities are not given and displacement and time period is given, then how we can calculate the average velocity? We'll be looking at that one. That is, average velocity is also given by difference in the displacements and the time period. Let us understand this one with a simple problem. Calculate the average velocity at a particular time interval of a particle if it moves 5 meters at 2 seconds and 15 meters at 4 seconds. That is, there is a particle, it is moving 5 meters in 2 seconds and further 15 meters in 4 seconds. Now we have to find the average velocity. It is given by this formula, that is, initial distance is equals to 5 meters is given and the final distance is 15 meters and the initial time taken is 2 seconds and the final time is 4 seconds. If we substitute these values in this expression, we will be getting 15 minus 5 upon 4 minus 2 is equals to 10 upon 2. So the final average velocity is equals to 5 meters per second. Now let us know what is instantaneous velocity. If you look at this word instantaneous, it means that at every point of time. So the definition is given by instantaneous velocity indicates what is happening at every point of time. The general equation for this is given by Vx is equals to dx upon dt. This is the change in the displacement and this is the time period. So the instantaneous velocity can be positive, negative or zero also. Now let us know what is acceleration. When we say acceleration, it is the rate of change of velocity, that is the change in the velocity of any particular point or object is known as acceleration, and the SI units for accelerations are meters per second and dimensions are L1 upon T square and M is power 0. That is why it is not written. So this is what up to now. We'll be discussing further problems and topics in next class. We request you to please share with your friends. Thank you.